Hey, it's Hunt. You found Hunt on Saints. We're talking black and gold football. Do us a favor. Hit the like button, share your comments below, and hit that subscription button so you can get all of our content. Enjoy.
Look, the challenge really was for everybody to be better. So this wasn't an offense, defense, kicking game deal. This was a New Orleans Saints need to be better. We had to coach better. We had to play better. And I thought everybody, coaches, players, everybody alike, answered the challenge this week.
I would agree with everything Dennis Allen said there. Everybody's got to be better. And they were. The Saints played great yesterday. 34-0 was the final up in Foxborough. A statement win by the Saints to get back on track after a couple of bad weeks, especially offensively. And look, the Saints played really well. It wasn't some sort of work of art on offense. Derek Carr threw for 183 yards. He did stretch the field a little bit more. It wasn't a check down fest to Kamara all day. But he made some throws, had a couple of touchdown passes, and I thought was functional in the offense. Kamara and Kendre Miller carried the ball a combined 34 times for 117 yards. I thought that was really good as well. You got a lot of guys involved in the receiving game. Michael Thomas, Kendre Miller, Rashid Shaheed, Kamara, Olave, Morrow, Hill, Kirkwood, Graham. You got a lot of guys involved, and it was good. And the defense was excellent, as they generally are. They did a great job on defense. Tyron gets the big pick 6. You love to see that. So it was very, very good for the defense and for the offense. And look, Dennis Allen said this is how we should look.
This is what I want our team to look like. And now the challenge is can you replicate that week in and week out, in a tough league that we play in. And so I thought we had a great week of practice. I thought our preparation was awesome. I thought our focus was awesome. And I think the results showed.
And you had to know last week, as we sit here and do this for a living, we're talking about the Saints, and they've been so bad offensively the last couple of weeks, and the heat turns up on Pete Carmichael, and you feel like the Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael are kind of coaching for their jobs. They've got to make sure this thing stays righted, and you get things moving with some wins. If not, there are going to have to be some changes made. And Dennis Allen actually didn't shy away from that, and he spoke to the fact that it was nice to have a week like that for Pete Carmichael.
If you're having struggles in an area, there's very few times that you can point in one individual direction and say that's the issue, So, the challenge this week was for everybody, players and coaches, to show up, and I thought our guys answered the bell and showed up today.
And they did. I want to lead with that and be emphatic about that and say that 4 or 5 times like I have in the last 3 minutes of this segment. Like, the Saints were great, and they did things in this game that we expected them to do. We expect that the Saints defense is really good against bad quarterbacks. And they were. They threw a shutout. They got an interception. They got back and got some pressure. Carl Granderson is all over the field. What a find that guy has been. All that was there. And we expect that they get the ball to Michael Thomas and they get the ball to Alvin Kamara. And Derek Carr is not, a Pro Bowl type player, but is functioning and getting the ball out on time. And they were doing all those things that we thought that could make the Saints a good football team. And absolutely, that is the result. You get a 34-0 win. Here's the other side of this, which I can't go any further avoiding. The Patriots are a broken organization. It sounds crazy to say that based on the last 20 years, but that's a fact. What do we know to be the Patriots such a strong suit of theirs? Well, they had Tom Brady as the centerpiece of the organization, and they were famous for trading back in the draft and accumulating picks and bringing in a lot of role players that they could find in the 3rd and 7th round, and they could surround Tom Brady with that group and have Belichick coach him, and they were a juggernaut like the league's never seen before. But you would look at those teams and you say, well, who are the stars here? It's like they found Edelman somewhere. And then you look at the defense, and they don't have any of the guys that got picked 3rd in the draft. They weren't the team that was going out making huge splash free agent signings. No, they were just taking 3rd rounders and 5th rounders and making it work. But you need Brady to do that. And you've taken the best quarterback in the history of the sport out of the equation. You've subbed in a terrible quarterback in Matt Jones, who is awful and looks worse every week. And now you've surrounded him with all the little role players that you picked in the 6th round. It's a talentless roster. They're awful. And I thought more so than the Saints finding an offense and making things right and moving in the right direction, having wholesale I thought the Patriots just sucked. Like, that's as best as I can put it. We just watched this same Patriots team do this exact same thing a week earlier in Dallas. It was every bit that bad. And Dallas got boat raced last night. I still think Dallas is good, but for the point of the argument, you've got this organization that doesn't prioritize stars or high draft choices, and then you take the quarterback out that made this whole thing work, and now they're just nothing. They're terrible. They don't have good players. Last year, they didn't even have an offensive coordinator. So Bill Belichick is a great coach, one of the greatest coaches of all time. He got the best quarterback ever, and they went on a run like we've never seen before. But this ship has sailed in New England. Until there are wholesale changes made in that organization, they're not going to get better. They can't complete a simple toss from Mac Jones to the running back. How about that play yesterday? So I've been the guy preseason said I think the Saints are going to be really good. I was a little waffly last week on how this could be, and I wanted to lead this segment saying, good job, Saints. You put 34 points on the board. Got a little help in that regard from your defense. They pitched a shutout. They were great again. Excellent win. And the Patriots are a joke. It's crazy because it's a team and an organization that we've revered for so long, and they could do no wrong. And you don't doubt Bill Belichick, and you don't doubt the Patriots. They're always going to figure it out. Well, this is a joke. They have one win. It's against the Jets, and I think they scored 19 points in that game. That's a 3-4 win football team. Doesn't mean the Saints can't win 10 or 11, but the Patriots are going to win 3. So when I sit back and I digest this game in full, I give the Saints 30% of the credit here for going out and executing, and I say 70% is on a program, an organization that has lost its way because a stubborn coach is applying the same logic with Mac Jones that he did with Tom Brady. Who are their receivers? Kendrick Bourne, Demono Douglas. You bring Ezekiel Elliott off the scrap heap to run the football. They got no talent. And then they lose their 2 best players on defense. You don't have Judon to rush the passer. They just don't have it. So I'm cautiously optimistic about what I saw from the Saints offense and feel like, okay, you're not playing the Patriots anymore. Now the Saints are set up now to take their run through the AFC South. Of course, they open with Tennessee in a game they won. They'll go to Houston this coming week. Then they got a Thursday night game with the Jaguars, and then they'll play at Indianapolis, who announced today that they're Anthony Richardson's going to miss some time with a shoulder injury. So we'll see if it's going to be in fact 3 weeks. Of course, Derek Carr had the shoulder injury, didn't miss any time. So up in the air at this point. But the Saints will play 3 straight AFC South teams before playing the Bears, who have not been very good outside of a little offensive explosion last weekend. So good win for the Saints. Gets you back over 500. Maybe the division's a little bit better than we thought. The Falcons are playing a little bit better than we thought they would. The Bucs are playing a lot better than we thought they would. But Saints get a win, and you got to move on to Houston and take a trip over down I-10. See what you can do to handle those guys coming up this weekend. But nice win by the Black and Gold. It's a more excitable Monday here. LSU goes on the road. Saints go on the road and get a win. This is a lot better than we felt this time last week when we were coming off the Ole Miss loss and that stinker that the Saints put up against the Bucs when they put up 9 points. So, hey, it's on. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button. Leave your comments in the section below. And hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.